Some electronics components. Close-up of the various types of resistors. An 1/8 watt, a 1/4 watt, a 2 watt. This is probably about 200 watts, 250 watts maybe. This one is probably 150 or so watts of dissipation capability. The size of them has nothing to do with their actual resistance. The resistance of this thing might be about 5 megohms or 470 kiloohms. This is, I think, 25 ohms. This one is 50 ohms. So the size has nothing to do with the resistive value. The bigger they are, the more power they can dissipate. So here we have some capacitors, can electrolytic types. These are usually aluminum electrolytics. This is a ceramic disc capacitor. And here we have a variable capacitor. This is an air dielectric capacitor with movable set of plates on it, and you can change the value of capacitance by turning the movable plates out from the fixed plates and vary the capacitance value from 4 to 650 picofarads, and it changes the value of capacitance. More capacitance this way, less capacitance when the plates are separated. This larger capacitor is a 10,000 microfarad capacitor and capable of having 125 volts DC across the plates. So we've already charged up this 10,000 microfarad capacitor up to around 80 volts or so, and so these capacitors hold charge, and this is what happens if we short this capacitor out. So you should be careful with these capacitors, because this capacitor can sit in there charged up for a long period of time and hold a tremendous amount of charge like that, and really surprise you and cause you secondary damage when you bounce from the walls. So here are some diodes. We have a small signal diode here. Its maximum rating is about 75 milliamps. A rectifier diode that has a rating of about 2 amps. This Zener diode has a half an amp maximum, probably in the reverse direction. And then these big power diodes that are meant to rectify currents on the range of about 200 amps on this one and 400 amps on this one. And because the current's so high and then the power dissipation would be equally real high, these are mounted in giant air-cooled heat sinks usually, sometimes water-cooled even. And this is one lead, the diode, and then the base screw is the other conductor. So here are a couple examples of integrated circuits, one from the 1980s or early 90s, Motorola microprocessor chip with this DIP package, 10th inch spaced leads, and a much more modern LAN card with surface mount packages with 20 thousandths spacing. A couple microprocessors here, resistors and capacitors, surface mount parts